All right, here we go. White flags in the air, and Denny Hamlin is all over Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson is doing a masterful job. You know, that's the sign of a great race car driver. He's running every lap, 20 laps, and he's not making any mistakes. Can you believe it? Turn one on the white flag. We're coming around to the checkered. We get into one. Kyle Larson gets loose, starts rubbing the wall. Denny Hamlin moves low, and Denny Hamlin said it. He said, I was going to side draft off of him. Denny Hamlin was going to side draft off of Kyle Larson. Now, when TV shows another view, shows the view of them straight on, you can see that Kyle Larson is dragging the back straightaway wall just for a little bit, but enough to really slow Kyle up. Well, Denny misjudges a little bit, okay, right? So Kyle is getting slow because he's dragging the wall. Denny turns to the left, going to side draft. Denny's right front gets into Kyle Larson's left rear. And boy, that just hooks Larson. Denny Hamlin goes on to win the race, and Kyle Larson does finish second. Now, was it fair? Come on. This is from my perspective. Once again, you drop your comments right here. Was it fair?
I knew we were better. I saw him starting to get loose pretty early in the run, but we were able to kind of pick through William there, and then it was just a slow march towards Kyle. And it really started with about 3 laps to go or so. I was able to get beside him a few times, but there was one where we caught a couple lap cars, and I got to the inside of them, and the lap car chose my lane on the bottom, and that really hurt us. I thought that was our best opportunity to pass him. And then coming, so we were 2 to go, I knew the only way I was going to have an attempt to get near him was to get a huge run off of turn 4. So I ran way up high in turn 3, really kind of a Kyle Larson line, way up by the fence, and I just pulled it down and got a huge run. And that run down the front straightaway allowed me to pack air on him getting in the corner and get him up the racetrack so I could get beside him. And so we were both pedaling the throttle on the exit. I was sideways and he was sideways. And then as he started to kind of get ready to clear, I knew it was going to be close whether he was going to clear me. And I'm just trying to grind on his left side, trying to keep the side draft as tight as I could. And it's just a super sensitive part of the car if you get to the left rear. And obviously it hooked him to the right. And we won. The end.
Come on now. Hey, we're racing for the win. This is, y'all wanted it, right? Come on. What happened to the good old days, man? You know, let me remind you that how many times did Jeff Gordon bump and run my big brother, Rusty Wallace? All the bump and run. Now, here's where the drama starts. Some of you wanted Kyle Larson to win, right? You are the ones that are going to be upset. Drop your comments right here. And not very many of you want Denny Hamlin to win because now Denny is wearing the black hat. The Kenny Wallace Show said it right here. Denny Hamlin is officially the bad boy. Boo! You heard the fans in the grandstands during the interview. Boo! Denny Hamlin. We love Kyle Larson. Hey, the Herminator's like a little bird up here just watching the show and commenting on it. So here's my opinion. Denny Hamlin does the right thing. I'm sorry. It's for the win. This is the way. Listen, this is that new era. Remember, we listened to Mark Martin. We've listened to Tony Stewart on the Kenny Conversation show. They both said, look, this is a new era. But I'm sorry, even in the old era, the bump and run was what it was all about. And I'm going to share a little story with you right here. I haven't said this one very many times, but listen to this one. Back in the day, my brother Rusty Wallace, yeah, he's my brother, name dropping. It's the way it is, but it's a legit story, so it's all good. Rusty Wallace just rubbing the rear bumper off of the Great Bill Elliott to win the Southern 500. Rusty's just all over Bill Elliott. Rusty just can't get by him clean, right? Later on, The great Dale Earnhardt Sr. was taunting, teasing my big brother, Rusty Wallace. I'll never forget old Dale Earnhardt Sr. with that mustache. He looked at Rusty and he says, "Hey, Rubberhead, all you had to do was knock the hell out of Bill Elliott." Sure, the fans would have been mad, but they'd have got over it. And Rusty, you would have been the Southern 500 winner. Bill Elliott, just doing his deal. All Rusty had to do was pow, hit him. Rusty was clearly faster, but just couldn't get by him. Now, that would not have been fair. But my point is this. Dale Sr. told that to Rusty. Once again, "Hey, Rubberhead, all you had to do was pop Elliott in the ass, move him out of the way. Fans wouldn't have liked you. They'd have got over it. But Rusty, you would have been the Southern 500 winner." So, is everything fair? Does everybody want everything fair? That's my point. Denny Hamlin needed to win a race. Was it Denny Hamlin's fault? I mean, the way I look at it is Denny Hamlin caught Kyle Larson, right? He caught him from a half a straightaway back. So Denny Hamlin's clearly faster. Now, I know you Kyle Larson fan. Listen, I'm a Kyle Larson fan. And I'm a Denny Hamlin fan. But I'm just telling you the way I see it as a race car driver. I mean, Denny Hamlin, listen, if Kyle Larson didn't want to get past, then he shouldn't have let Denny Hamlin catch him. But also, Denny Hamlin needs to win. Denny Hamlin's got that show, Actions Detrimental. He had to prove to everybody that, look, I can do a talk show and win a race. This adds to the validity of Denny Hamlin's Actions Detrimental. And I'm telling you, NASCAR awarded Denny Hamlin 75 greatest drivers. NASCAR social media is starting to warm up to Denny Hamlin. I think NASCAR is all of a sudden liking Actions Detrimental, the talk show, because it's adding to the drama. I think NASCAR's got this one right. So it's all fair. Denny Hamlin wins the race, and here's why. Because Kyle Larson got loose. He let Denny catch up him. Little bump and run. It gets a little violent there. But Denny Hamlin wins the race. I think it's a fair pass. And that's what the Herminator thinks. All right. Remember, drop your comments below.